What really happened on that stage the moment the music dropped? Was it just another performance, or did Suga of BTS just redefine what it means to command an audience with pure, explosive movement? Could a single dance break ignite millions of reactions across the globe within seconds, leaving fans breathless, emotional, and completely unable to look away? Before you dive into this unbelievable story, ask yourself this: are you ready to witness a moment that fans are already calling legendary? If you feel the excitement building, don't forget to join the conversation, share your thoughts, leave a comment, and show your support as we uncover every electrifying detail of this performance that has taken over the internet. In a night already filled with anticipation and roaring energy, no one could have predicted just how far Suga would push the boundaries of performance. Known for his calm charisma, razor-sharp lyricism, and quietly intense stage presence, Suga has always been an artist who lets his music speak loudly. But this time, it wasn't just the music, it was his movement, his rhythm, his explosive dance performance that sent shockwaves through fans and critics alike. As the lights dimmed and the first beat dropped, there was a shift in the atmosphere, something almost tangible, like the calm before a storm. And then, in an instant, everything changed. His body moved with a precision that felt almost unreal, each step hitting harder than the last, as if every beat of the music was being physically carved into the stage. Fans who had gathered expecting a powerful rap performance suddenly found themselves witnessing something entirely different, something raw, something intense, something that blurred the line between music and motion. It wasn't just choreography, it was storytelling through movement, a visual symphony of power and control that unfolded second by second, leaving no room for distraction, no moment to breathe. What made the performance even more shocking was the contrast it presented. Suga, often seen as the composed and introspective member of BTS, unleashed a side of himself that felt both surprising and completely natural. His dance wasn't just technically impressive, it carried emotion, weight, and intention. Every turn, every sharp gesture, every explosive jump seemed to reflect something deeper, something unspoken, something that fans could feel even if they couldn't fully explain it. It was as if he was channeling years of experience, struggle, passion, and artistry into a single, unforgettable performance. The crowd's reaction was immediate and overwhelming. Screams erupted, phones were raised, and within moments, clips of the performance began spreading across social media like wildfire. Fans who weren't even present at the venue felt the impact through their screens, replaying the moment over and over again, trying to capture every detail, every nuance, every heartbeat of the performance. Comments flooded in, ranging from disbelief to pure admiration, with many fans asking the same question: when did Suga become this unstoppable force on the dance floor? But for those who have followed his journey closely, the answer might not be as surprising as it seems. Over the years, Suga has consistently evolved as an artist, pushing himself beyond expectations, exploring new styles, and refusing to be confined by any single label. His growth has never been loud or flashy, it has been steady, deliberate, and deeply rooted in his dedication to his craft. This performance, explosive as it was, felt less like a sudden transformation and more like the culmination of years of quiet preparation. Still, there was something undeniably different about this moment. Perhaps it was the intensity, the way his energy seemed to radiate outward, filling the entire space. Perhaps it was the confidence, the way he owned every second of the stage without hesitation. Or perhaps it was the element of surprise, the realization that even after years of watching him perform, fans were still being introduced to new facets of his artistry. Whatever the reason, one thing was clear: this was not just another performance, it was a statement. As the routine reached its peak, the music surged, and Suga delivered a sequence of movements so fast, so precise, and so powerful that the audience seemed to collectively hold their breath. It was the kind of moment that feels almost suspended in time, where everything else fades away, and all that remains is the artist and the energy they create. And then, just as suddenly as it began, the performance came to an end, leaving behind a silence that lasted only a fraction of a second before the venue erupted into deafening applause. That silence, brief as it was, spoke volumes. It was the sound of shock, of awe, of thousands of people processing what they had just witnessed. And when the cheers finally came, they were louder than ever, filled with a kind of excitement that can't be manufactured, only earned. Suga stood there, breathing heavily but composed, as if he had just unleashed something monumental and was now calmly stepping back to let the world catch up. Online, the reaction was even more intense. Within minutes, hashtags began trending, fan edits appeared, and discussions exploded across platforms. Some fans focused on the technical brilliance of the choreography, analyzing each move, breaking down the timing, the precision, the sheer physical control required to execute it. Others were more emotional, describing how the performance made them feel, how it gave them chills, how it left them speechless. And then there were those who simply couldn't find the words, who resorted to replaying the video again and again, hoping to fully grasp what they had just seen. What makes a performance truly unforgettable? Is it the skill, the emotion, the surprise, or the connection it creates with the audience? In Suga's case, it seems to be all of these elements combined into something greater than the sum of its parts. His explosive dance performance wasn't just about showing what he could do, it was about creating a moment, a shared experience that fans around the world could feel, discuss, and remember. As the dust begins to settle and the initial shock fades, one thing remains certain: this performance will be talked about for a long time. It has already become a defining moment, not just in Suga's career, but in the broader landscape of live performance. It challenges expectations, breaks stereotypes, and reminds us that even the most familiar artists can still surprise us in the most extraordinary ways. So now the question returns, louder than ever: what will Suga do next? If this performance is any indication, the answer is unpredictable, exciting, and undoubtedly worth waiting for. And as fans continue to replay, react, and relive this unforgettable moment, one thing is clear: this wasn't just a dance performance. It was a phenomenon.